I felt like all the Natlan character kits so far have been so interesting. My Primogems are in danger.
Funny, I actually agree with you, but my opinions are not in danger because I do
Alright,
think the
buddy.
kits are super interesting, but I don't like any of most of the designs. So and then I prioritize that. But I do like how they're actually trying with the kits this year for
Mhm.
majority because like usually like half the characters are fillers. I don't think there has been a filler character unless maybe you could say Kachina. Um
Yeah, kind
apparently
of.
I mean I think the Animo Shield is gonna be really good.
Lanyan?
Unless our grouping is terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
In the
Lanyan's
screen.
looking like she's gonna be, like, up there with the 1.04 stars as, like, the GOAT.
Is that what you think?
I made a C0 4-star tier list lately, and I had Lanyan in the second highest tier. Second
You
highest
made a
tier was Bennett by
C0.
himself, and then
Oh,
I had
I think I
her.
saw the thumbnail. I saw the thumbnail and I was planning on like reacting to it and complaining about it on stream, but I never got around to it. So what are you saying? You put her high?
Yeah, I put her as high as like Singto, Kuki. I don't remember who else was there.
Can you pull it up? Sorry to order you on your own stream, but Jamie, can you pull that one up? I'm actually quite interested. So you're saying C0?
Yeah, this was my C0 4-star tier list.
Okay, Bennett. Yep, yep. That's just true. Did anyone hate on you for? Is it controversial at all?
I don't
For
know.
how Bennett is the goat?
I mean, so I think Bennett's C1 as a whole is like really really overrated. Or it's not that his C1 is overrated, but that he's underrated without it. I guess
Oh right, yeah. I see what you're saying. It is super strong though, but you mean that he's still
he's still really
ridiculous without
fucking
it?
good at C0.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. AC1 is super strong though. I mean, it's especially even for like lower budget, it counts because that what is it like 20%?
Yeah, it's 20%. Just
That's
good.
that's bigger at lower talent levels.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah, so
it's more
it's
impactful.
a nice it's a really good juice for
Mhm.
like younger accounts. And what do you have there? Yeah, Chevrolet, I could definitely agree with. Sucrose, yeah, I could as well. Wait, you have Shincho there?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I hate to be the. I'm gonna be one. I guess I'm also gonna be one of those guys who
Yeah,
complain. I'm sorry.
it's unlocked.
I wouldn't rate. So out of those first like 10 or so characters, I wouldn't rate Xiangling, Fischl, and Xingqiu that on the same level as those other ones. Because I feel like there is a big difference in all three of them without their
I
constellations. Even
agree,
though,
but I think if you're looking at them at C6, it's like this. I think the main like thing that I was going for with this was um like evaluating the 4 stars at C0 in a context where you would have them at C0. So like on a relatively new-ish account where you don't have other 4 stars at C6 or that many 5 stars. And in that
okay,
context, Singto helps you so much for your team building options that I think even though he is a lot weaker at C0 than at C6, he still deserves to be here.
okay,
And
that is a good way.
sorry, go ahead.
I need to calibrate
Mm-hmm.
my way of thinking around that. That is a better way of thinking about it. Although I do have to say, I feel like at least Xiangling is still ass. Then
Molani exists. That's pretty much why she's here.
okay,
Because Molani is like one of the characters that is able to get the most of her value with like just pulling for her without having
yeah,
to pull for dedicated 5-star supports,
yeah,
and
sure.
you play her with Fang Lang.
Sure. It's still a big drop off. I mean, I was doing like a view abyss yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a Ride and Overload team, and then we quickly realized they had a C1 Xiangling, and I just
Yeah.
gave up on it because C1 Xiangling, this abyss in the bottom half
Mm-hmm.
is well, they basically counter with
My
the
okay, actually, my Taiwan account is 4 days away from finally having C4 Shangling. I've been at C3 for like 2 years. because I play it on and off, and I've never played it while
Okay,
Channeling
you
was in
pay
the
it on and
shop.
off. If you paid on Jamie's account, if you my account is people complain about me flexing all the time. I don't think we need another flex section.
W
Um,
flexing.
okay, so putting aside that I disagree on Xingqiu, Xiangling official, so I agree with the top ones. What from what I can tell about Lanyan, what
Hmm.
it's hard. Wait, what is she? She's like a chakram character. What is that? Catalyst?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's an animal catalyst.
Okay, yeah. So I assume she's catalyst because every time they have like a different weapon, it's just a
Yeah, it's a
catalyst.
catalyst.
But yeah, they recycled that kit from Honkai Impact again. I hate to say it. Yeah, so I can't imagine how an animo catalyst. Unfortunately, she's from Leeway instead of Natlan. But I guess that would
It
have
doesn't
been
matter because you put it on BB anyways.
it. Work. It
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 wouldn't
would be nice
matter for
for
like Shao or like
Shao and
yeah,
Wanderer.
but
That would have been cool.
she has
You might
enough
even still
teams.
play her.
Trust me, she has
Y-
enough teams.
I haven't thought about it, but yeah, I'm sure she will. I okay, so I wouldn't rate. Okay, aside from Auroran, I wouldn't rate any of the other ones in A tier that high. It's Kiwara actually, yeah. So I would have Kiwara and Auroran in their own sort of A tier. Everyone in chat, feel free to say if I have a good take or bad take. Okay, I feel like very quickly these 4 stars dwindle into like different levels of bad. Like
Yeah.
yeah, you having to try and think about okay, who is less bad, who is
Mhm.
different levels of Homa. I feel like he could be useful somewhere. I'm surprised you put Forest on that high, unless it's just that the idea that she's
Farazan
so
is just
good
such
that
a
she's still better.
like she's Farazan is just too good.
Yeah, even when she's cope, she's still the best option for
Yeah,
Baron
like
when she
she's
gets good.
still good without C6 because she's just that good with it.
Yeah, I've been saying for a while how I think Farazan has the most overloaded bow. She has like a star rail 5 star kit in Genshin, but
Yeah.
it's just that she's very niche, which is why it's not
Hmm.
that that big of a deal. But she has the most. She has even more of a like she probably has like twice as much an overloaded kit that Bennett does, which is saying something.
Yeah.
Candice, I would actually, if you're putting Xiangling that high because of Mualani, I would put Candice
Eh.
higher maybe.
I mean, the main reason why Candace is lower than Charling here is because she's not as important to the Milani team. Like, I agree that you probably want to play
Okay,
Channeling
that's fair
Candace,
enough.
but it's
Yeah, she's a
like
filler character.
Channeling is
That's fair.
necessary for you to be able to play that Milani team. Candace is just a nice option you can use. One
Yeah,
of
I
many.
would rather have Xiangling and Sucrose before worrying about that
Hmm.
4 star. That's a good point. I'm surprised you have Kole up there because I thought you were the number one
Oh yeah, I
hater.
fucking hate playing her, but that doesn't mean I don't recognize she can be good in the right situations.
Yeah, she is ridiculous, this abyss, by the way. I'm sure you know, but
Yeah, I watched your video
people.
where you were using her with Arlecchino.
Yeah, I've used. Probably done like maybe 15 accounts so far. This abyss is
Mhm.
like the hardest abyss, but in like 3/4 of or like half of them, the solution was to play Kole on their account, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
It's ridiculous.
burning is just so good against the Papilla, and Dendro
And
character
she's
that's a
also
bow user fulfills
yeah, she's a bow
the
user as well.
condition for Chamber 3 as well. Because
Yeah.
she just yeah she's kind of pogging.
Um Betos. Oh shit, I got another ad. Your screen's got smaller.
Aj.
Um what Lisa? Lisa really on the same level as Kachina. I think Kachina's like almost the same character at C0 as C6. I feel like Kachina should be pretty high, and then I'm not feeling
Eh.
it with the others.
I don't like Kachina very much. I rate Kachina much lower than you do.
Honestly, I don't see how you could because of the scroll set. Like, what is the
Scroll set is
if
all
for a
she
new
gives at
account?
C0. She doesn't really have a lot of damage.
Yeah, but for a new account, like I've literally done like level 1 Kachinas and then just spent 20 resin in a viewer's account getting the 4 star scroll set, and she's basically done, and she's basically like their like second best support on that account, and it took like zero effort.
I mean, I don't know if I'd say she's doing more than any of the characters in A tier. Like, I'd agree that I would definitely put her like towards the top of my B tier, but like they're not ordered within the tiers.
Like for someone who doesn't, who won't have all the characters, like having that guaranteed 40% buff from one of your characters for one of your supports is massive. Honestly, it is like it.
But like
Yeah.
Auron gives that too, you know.
Okay, yeah,
Like,
but he came out. He came out recently.
yeah, but so basically what you're saying is that you're more likely to have her, which gives her value. But like the
Like, no. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying. Well, that's one of the reasons, but it's like at the minimum expectations possible. Um, she like justifies the slot like better than almost all the other characters in someone's scuff team.
yeah, but like I guess it's just a difference in like criteria to some extent. Because it's for me, it's not about how much resin does it take to make them playable. Like it's about like what character options you have and how good the teams you can make with them are.
But she's almost like a universal support as well.
Like
For,
I feel
for
like your perception of Kachina is influenced by the fact that you do a lot of viewer abyss, and when you log into an account that of someone who doesn't really know how to build their teams properly, you can just use Kachina as a bit of flex tape to like fix the team building, and you don't have to build her for that, so you can always use her for that. But
but isn't that, yeah, I would agree.
that's
You're
because
right on that.
you're
But
someone who's playing on someone else's account. You know, like if it wasn't you playing, they wouldn't be using Kachina, and if it was your account, you would have built the other characters.
but isn't that almost like the premise
Not
of what
exactly.
this is about?
Like I get what you're saying, but it's just to me, like this is not about how excited I would be to see a character on an account I'm logging into for a viewer of this. This is like
Okay.
assuming you're building your characters.
Okay. Actually, I think Kai is pretty good at C0 because everyone only has him at C0. I think he's pretty. Surely you would have. Okay, I feel like I'm complaining too much, but this is a good complaint. I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah, like this is
isn't
productive complaining. Like, we
it,
take we take good discussion any day.
okay, yeah, isn't the Bulls guy? Isn't the Bulls guy better than most of his other? He's complete. He doesn't do a lot, but
But again,
his
right?
use
Like,
case is almost the same.
is he among the better ones in B tier? Sure, but is he like better than any of the characters in A? I don't think so.
Ah, okay, yeah, maybe, yeah. I guess I don't
Like,
really
I
rate.
could split my B tier in two for sure, where I'd have like Kachina, Kea, Rosaria,
Whole
Farazan,
moment Horizon,
maybe
yeah.
Candace in the upper half, and then the rest in the maybe Lila as well, and then the rest in the lower half.
Yeah, then like I said, I feel like it just devolves into different levels of shit.
Yeah.
Like, what is the cutoff for where we're just trying to figure out like who is less shit? It must be like
What
halfway in the
I'm
B
a
tier.
believer that one day Mika will be here. Okay, one day he will be. We just need a good physical carry.
I know from what I know we have opposite opinions about Mika. But for being a physical support on a cope account, he probably works with like a lot of scuff
If we had an
characters.
actual physical carry, Mika would be perceived as a relatively good unit.
Yeah, that's where from what I know we disagree because I know you think that Mika's good and Eula sucks,
Yeah,
whereas I think Mika sucks and Eula is not good, but she's better than people think. So
Mika
Mika
doesn't
sucks.
have synergy with her, which influences people's perception of him. But he is actually kind of good.
I don't know. I think
Like
like
if we had a character that was a physical bow user, right? So no hit lag, so they scale really well with attack
official,
speed,
so
and
official.
yeah, but like good numbers. You know, like if they release an actual physical bow user, or just a character that like properly scales well with attacks because they have really small hit lag or something like that.
But don't you think it's crazy how like they released Faruzan, like it was like 2 patches before, and then they released Baiju the next patch, and they still managed to like they had this design space where they were thinking of this physical support, and they released they released Faruzan just before,
Okay,
and then
but
they released
you can't really compare him to Farazan because with Farazan you still need a healer in the team if you want to play with like Farina or something. With Miko you
yeah, but
don't.
they had the problem, which is that they wanted to develop a animo support that buffs the animo characters.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple of matches later, they had Baiju where they learned how to make buffs last from off field. And then in between that, they released Mika, and they had this problem where they wanted to make a physical support, and yet he just is garbage.
But again, like he's
What?
not actually the things he provides and the amount of them that he provides aren't actually bad. It's just that there's no good carries that scales well with those stats. One day we'll have one of them. Mika VA in chat.
Actually,
Wait, really?
oh
Ain't
shit!
Norway. My
Oh
god.
no, I got caught. I got caught
Caught!
cooking him.
Caught! Holy caught!
Okay, but having said that, like I know like the Toma VA was like started off as like a Toma main, and the Toma sucked when he first came out. But Toma's actually like had like new team every year, so maybe
Mhm.
there is a and then now Toma you can play him as a DPS as well.
Oh wait, I
Maybe
think
there's a
it was just
universe
a
where
joke because
Mika.
Nick is in chat. Liox Mika VA. Oh, good one. Wait,
Okay,
I
yeah,
actually.
I'll
Yeah.
take that back then. Let me see.
Wait, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I was just gonna say I think Mika was extremely disappointing, and then as for Eula, I think Eula, the perception of Eula is that she's not that basically like her teams are so her good teams are like it's almost like playing like a 1.0 anti-synergistic team, and the perception of her damage and the perception of her as a character would be a lot better if she actually had supports release.
But I disagree. Like the main issue with the synergy between Mika and Erla isn't that what he gives isn't good for her. It's like quality of life stuff. But like even if you look at calcs that assume best case scenario, the teams are so ass still.
Well, I mean, you do have like the attack speed thing, which doesn't really do anything as well. I mean, I see what you're saying though, but then again, he's only one piece of the puzzle. So my thing is that there are still like two other supports that would. They don't have to be like Mikas or Farazans, but
I mean, Farina.
no, but for
Farina's pretty fucking good in those teams. What sort of character is gonna provide like a lot more than Farina?
well, the thing is, Farina also, I mean, she's not getting much back in. There's not that much synergy. She has the nice buff, but it's not like a like a circular synergy thing going on. But that's kind of how it is with all the Eula characters. Like you can never get there is no off-field physical DPS that benefits from anything. Even if you pay like Farina or someone, Farina's not like getting buffed. Um, like you, am I saying Eula isn't the worst? I mean, she obviously isn't the worst limited character. I don't.
But like when you look at characters that do proper off-field damage, which one of them actually provides a lot of buffs? Like usually you kind of choose
Well,
between the two.
yeah, that is correct. But I mean, you can get like a nice like 200k DPR on a sub DPS that also
Sure.
works with the teams. Like Farina in actual synergistic teams. Obviously not the crazy synergistic teams like Mono Hydra where she's doing like 400 or 500k. But there is a universe where also like Xiangling or someone that like you could, and that would add an extra. I don't know, like
But you're
5k
replacing someone
DPS.
for that, you know?
But the characters don't do the bare minimum in the physical teams. Like Raiden doesn't do anything aside from tenacity,
Yeah,
Fav,
I
and
think
her
the
burst
Electro
buff.
slot is the one that has the most room for improvement. But like even if you got a fucking Electro Farazan that buffed physical, like or you replace all the animal like wording in Farazan's kit for physical, unless like team DPS would still be fucking awful.
It wouldn't.
It would.
It, it wouldn't be like the modern characters, but you
Yeah, it would
could
be
get you
pretty
could event.
fucking far. Like it would be like 50k, maybe 60.
No, I mean there are like 50k around teams now at the moment. But you could get an extra 5k from like one of those characters, and then a 5k from another, and then you're looking at like maybe like a 60k team, but it's like a team that has a nuke, and it's like
A 60k team with a
different
lot
skill.
of quality of life issues.
No, but the thing is, like Shao had a lot of quality. Most characters, a lot of old characters have quality of life issues.
Xiao does not have the same sort of quality of life issues as if anything, Xiao is a character that has more quality of life like features than issues.
Okay, I would go as far as to say I think pre so Sucrose Shao, when people
Mm-hmm.
used to play him, Sucrose Shao, Bennett Xiangling, that probably was worse than the current Euler teams. It was all right though. It was all right team, but
Uh,
there was so much quality of life issues, and even his damage wasn't even amazing.
blocking that guy. True. I mean, I'd say they were maybe somewhat comparable, but like I would still rather play Xiao because the AoE.
And then even if you look at like Child, like his teams don't really shoot that well, and then there's a shit ton of quality of life issues if you aren't like well invested and like skilled as well. Hu Tao, a lot of quality of life. The thing is, yeah. So overall, I'm thinking like I'm not no. She doesn't have to like be in like the modern characters. Because obviously, no old character is gonna. The modern characters, not only do they do a lot of damage, but they're also always like easier to
Yeah,
play.
but like
The
I guess
instant
the
quality of
point
life.
I'm making is like if they were to release physical supports that are so fucking broken that they make other teams competitive, it would mean they can't ever release a modern physical carry. So I doubt they would do that. I think they'll release an actual physical carry before they release like 7 fucking new things to buff Emma.
Yeah, but I hate to say it, but I mean that's like the same thing as is Farazan. Then like they balanced Animo. They can't actually make a good unless they specifically make them really really good, but then make them have no synergy with Farazan.
Tosca, Tosca, caught.
Yeah, and then you can't play her with Farazan then, so it cancels out. So they already released a super strong support um that doesn't work with the future characters, so they could.
I mean, they could. I just feel like if they wanted to, they would have done it already.
Yeah, I mean that's a different discussion altogether. Like for some reason they just don't care about a lot of stuff. Inclusion Shao-Bad. I mean, oh shit! Isn't Ziox here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He's
mean
been
that
he's
was.
been he's been shit talking you for the past like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. What it is. Like a lot of old characters compared to the newer characters are just scuffed, and the Shao especially because, um, I mean, you were playing Sucrose for 2 years.
It's okay. Horizon is broken enough to carry Shao on her back.
Anyway, we were talking about the 4 stars. I don't even know how we got to Eula, unless you think that Eula's a 4 star.
We were talking about Mika.
Oh yeah, Mika sucks. I'm surprised you have Barbara low. Actually, not gonna lie, that's probably the only one bottom I would say because. But okay, again, I know you're not gonna agree because it's like based on view abysses,
Mm-hmm.
but Barbara is actually pretty good at doing the bare minimum in certain teams.
Eh,
Like
eh.
like where have I played her? I've played her with scuffed Nuvillettes. I've played her with scuffed Mualanis. Scuffed Arlequinos. Although she wasn't even like really doing like TTDS there, but. I guess I'm probably not going out the scope for how you were looking at this.
But like,
Maybe I'm
why are you using scuffed C0 Barbara in a Neuvillette team over like Ning or
because
Salva?
she has the 15% Hydra at C2 and then the
At C, but
healing
this is a
and
C0 tier list. Like,
Hydra.
this is specifically C0.
Oh, yeah, that's a gotcha moment. Okay, fair enough. I mean, isn't like C1 Barber free, or is it just C0?
It's just C0, but like even it's not like the C1 is yeah. I mean yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, maybe I'm going out of the scope, but I feel like I think my thing is, like I said, maybe I'm looking at it differently than you. But a lot of these characters like can do the at the bare minimum. They have like a lot of the foundation stuff that works better than a lot of like characters who are more like specific,
Yeah, I guess the main
more
thing is like
universal.
I tend to value stuff that's a bit specific more than stuff that's like general but bad. Like something just being like useful in multiple different teams isn't enough for me to find it valuable. It also has to be like at least somewhat good.
I mean, I would probably say I guess it's just the expectations for this because, like I said, after a while you're just getting to different levels of shit on this. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
it's is for me like those kinds of things are put them ahead of the shit because there is a lot of viable use. Even Xinyan, I feel like Xinyan for your Mualani example for Xiangling, Xinyan can do the same thing.
The thing is, like, outside of like specifically Molani speedruns, Shinyan is not good for Molani. Good luck keeping your shield.
Yeah, you don't keep the shield,
Yeah, and
but then
then
again,
you don't apply off-field
Xiangling only
pyro.
the shield isn't going straight away. Like I'm contradicting myself,
Bro,
but
it is so small. It's like the smallest shield in the game. It's so bad.
yeah, but I mean for me,
And then on top of that, you don't get it in single target if you're not C2. And it's a C0 tier list.
you don't get it.
Yeah, no,
Oh
you
right,
don't you
the
don't
C2
get the
has
level 3 shield. The level 3 shield on
yeah,
burst is from C2. It's not from the burst itself.
that's a good point. But really, you have like Xiangling at this is just like tier list semantic stuff. But you have like you have such a big gap between them when like to a
Yeah.
certain degree they almost do the same thing.
They do not do the same thing. The difference between
I
getting
mean,
one vaped bite versus 3 vaped bites on Molani is fairly sizable, in my opinion.
I don't know. I like Xiangling at C4 plus. I yeah. Anyway, this is a tier list. Who cares anyway? Um, I'm surprised you don't have like Sarah at the bottom or Yunjin at the bottom as well, or even Noel at the bottom.
They're just not as bad. The ones in the bottom tier are just real bad. Like, I don't like Sarah, but if you do decide to play C0 Sarah in a like Raiden Chivalrous team, she's still not completely worthless. She justifies her slot in the team, even if she's not necessarily the best. You know?
I'm surprised. I would actually in this discussion. I guess I'm taking the Sarah hate
Oh
side, and
wait.
you're taking the positive side. I feel like she sucks without C6.
I mean, I agree that she sucks. That's why she's in the same tier as Barbara, but
Yeah,
she doesn't suck to the same level that Chongyun sucks, or
fair
Shinyan
enough.
or Amber.
This is a good. That's quite a good video idea.
Yeah, I copied someone else. I think Soluna made a C0 4-star video. Prompted me to talk about that.
Have you got examples for where you think Lanyan? Can't she? I feel like she can work almost everywhere.
Yeah,
I can't see a world where I don't know what her constellations do or anything, but just the idea of
her C2 makes
uh
her shield pretty
catalyst.
fucking massive. That's pretty much the only constellation that matters. Yeah, like it's her shield at a baseline is like pretty much what you'd expect out of the out of a non-geo shielder, right?
Okay.
But her C2 makes it so that when you normal attack, you restore 40% of your shield's value.
It sounds insane.
Yeah. Her like maximum shield value is like double Zhongli's without even looking at like additional damage if it's against the same element. But if your shield gets broken, you can't refresh it anymore with a C2. So like it's conditional.
Okay, and what about a grouping? Because I saw the live stream, the grouping
Their grouping is kind of like Hazel Burst
uh,
from what I understand. Like it's not completely worthless, but it's not all that significant.
is Lanyan the new big Zhongli? I mean, first of all, that's probably Seat Lali, but also I don't know. I can't really imagine a world where Lanyan isn't insane. I don't know how popular 4-star Shield is gonna be, but I mean, an Animo Shield, isn't that what people have been wanting for ages? And she's a Catalyst character as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, she's really
And you're saying she's like,
good. Lanyon
okay,
is big Lila. True, actually. Holy.
I just hit level 82 range.
Damn.
One more for a max hit at CG.
Holy.
Landing on TTDS VV. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Animo Catalyst that has shielding and grouping.
Yup. She's pretty goated.